Hey everyone, I am back with another Top Cut predictions episode, and today we have the top 16 from the GenCon RLE. Now, deck lists have not been posted, and I just found out who number 11 and number 15 were playing this morning. So, we do not know a lot of information yet, but I have the top 16 and what they were playing. So, we have Fire Tokoyami versus Air Jiro, Evil Mimic versus Chaos Amajiki, Life Overhaul versus Death Ochako 2. It just doesn't fit right here, but Death Ochako 2. Void Eraserhead 1 versus Good Jiro. Evil Overhaul versus Water Shoto. Life Recovery Girl versus Life Recovery Girl. That's going to be a fun one. Fire Rappa versus Chaos Mimic. And Good Mirio versus Good Jiro. Alright, let's go ahead and get this started. Well, before we do that, let me just review my top cut predictions, and let's see how I did. I said there would be 3 overhauls. We have 2 overhauls. I said there would be 2 Mirios. We only have 1 Mirio. I said we'd have 2 Eraserheads. We only have 1 Eraserhead. So each of those 3 characters saw less representation than I thought. I said we'd see a Mimic on Earth. We saw 2 Mimics on Chaos and Evil. So I had the symbol exactly wrong. And I said we'd see a Nejire and Momo of the impossible to kill life characters, but actually we saw 2 recovery girls. I did get Air Jiro right, but I didn't expect the 2 good Jiros. And I got an Amajiki right, but I did not get the others right. I did say Overhaul would be the most represented character, and he was. He saw, I believe, 14 people playing Overhaul, whereas Mirio only had 13. So I was correct on that one. I said Rappa and Midoriya would not make it, but a Rappa did. I was right that Amajiki and Mimic would both be the ones to make it from set 5, but there was definitely a Rappa that made it. Deku 4, despite still seeing a lot of play, was left out of top cuts again. So I'll give myself 50% credit for this one. I said 2 evil symbol characters would top cut, and I was exactly right, although I wasn't right on which ones. I said it would be a Endeavor 2 and a Shigaraki 3, but it turned out it was a Mimic and an Overhaul. But I was right that the evil symbol got a huge boost with set 5. And then I said 0 5-handers would make top cuts, and I was wrong. There was 2 Recovery Girls and 1 Ochako 2. Finally, I had the winner as Life Overhaul. So will I still be right with Life Overhaul? We shall see. In round number 1, we have Fire Tokoyami versus Air Jiro. I'm going to have to roll with Fire Tokoyami here. I think he gets a aggression to kill Jiro before she gets set up, and Tokoyami gets to go first in this battle of aggro characters. And then we have Evil Mimic versus Chaos Amajiki. In this one, I'm going to give Evil Mimic the very slight edge, although I think this is a pretty 50-50 matchup. Then we have Life Overhaul and Death Ochako 2. I actually played Brian's Death Ochako 2 list in round 7 of Nationals last year, and he was super cool. But as you saw in my slideshow, I chose Life Overhaul to win it all, and I'm not going to stop here. Then we have Void Eraser 1 versus Good Jiro. Mitchell has a lot of experience on this Good Jiro list, and Jiro's kind of a not a great matchup for Eraserhead 1. I'm going to go with Good Jiro. You know, something just from this weekend that I noticed is that everybody was teching for Good Mirio. You know, when Futures Now first came out, everybody was teching and sideboarding for Futures Now Jiro. And then after the webcam regional, the focus shifted to Good Mirio. And now everybody was focusing on Good Mirio. And then 2 Good Jiros come and just clock everybody. And, you know, it's like you stare at the right hand, you get clobbered by the left. So I think Good Jiro is going to make it on. Evil Overhaul versus Water Shoto. This is really cool that another Shoto Todoroki 1 has topped. As you know, when I did my tier list, I put Shoto Todoroki in the A tier. A lot of other content creators put Shoto in the B and C tier and below. But I think Shoto Todoroki 1 is a very good character. He just doesn't see a lot of play, but he's very strong and impossible to kill. And this list, I had it messaged to me last night. It's over 100 cards. It's just crazy, and it is crazy defensive. I'm really excited to do a little deck profile on this list. But Evil Overhaul versus Water Shoto. Trying to think if there's any like enhances on the evil symbol that Water Shoto canceling would make up for. So after all of that I said about how Shoto 1 is a crazy strong character, I'm actually going to go ahead and pick Evil Overhaul. Then we have this Life Recovery Girl versus Life Recovery Girl. On this one, obviously there's nothing I can say. It's just that Travis is an HLC competitor and top cut the webcam regional and top cut the Florida regional with the Recovery Girl. So I think I have to go with Travis, but that's nothing against Maxwell. It's just that I know Travis's name and that he's done it before in Recovery Girl. Fire Rappa versus Chaos Mimic. I think Rappa can kill Mimic very early on. Mimic sure is a 6-hand with 25 health. You just can't let Mimic get established in the game. But on this one, Rappa's going to be going first, and that is all Rappa needs. Then we have a good Mirio versus a good Jiro. This is interesting because I'm not sure if Robert is siding in Toru 2. But the good Jiro goes first. Mirio can zero out a Cannon Blast if he gets a momentum, but he's going second. But if he can switch to Toru 2, then I think Robert has a really good chance in this matchup. I'm going to roll with Mirio. That's probably a mistake. I'll roll with Jiro. Give me Mirio. What am I doing here? I got to just make a decision. My heart wants to go with Mirio. My head wants to go with Jiro. So heart or head? Heart or head? All right, that's fine. We'll put the good Jiro in. They're the 2 seed. Okay, Fire Tokoyami versus Evil Mimic. I think Tokoyami's going to take this one. Life Overhaul versus good Jiro. Just the other day, I was really saying bad things about the fire symbol because of the lack of zero diffs. Well, Jacob and Jonah sure proved me wrong, getting 2 fire symbol characters into the top 16. Life Overhaul versus good Jiro. I'm going to roll with Life Overhaul. Evil Overhaul, Life Recovery Girl. Giving everything throw overall. Evil doesn't have a lot of. Evil does get access to Blood Curdle. I wonder if Alex is sideboarding Blood Curdle. That could make all the difference in this matchup. But I think I'm going to roll with Life Recovery Girl. Fire Rappa, good Jiro. I'll go ahead and put Fire. So now we got 2 fire characters in the top 16. But goodbye Fire Tokoyami. I've got Life Overhaul. Life Recovery Girl versus Fire Rappa. I'm going to roll with the Recovery Girl because I'm just not sure Rappa can do... he can do... He's got to do all that damage in one turn before Recovery Girl can get set up. And every time he deals damage, Recovery Girl is going to be building out of the discard pile. And Rappa does damage by paper cuts, not by bombs. So that leads us with this Life versus Life finals with Life Overhaul versus Life Recovery Girl. And I'm going with Life Overhaul because I picked him before the tournament. And I think that Andrew Holder, he does the Board State podcast with Tam Cardwell on Tuesdays. He has a YouTube channel of his own just titled Andrew Holder. He makes a lot of really, really, really great content. I think this matchup would be awesome because I think both of these characters are probably, both of these players, Andrew and Travis, are probably both top 10 players in the game. I don't even know if that can be argued. Andrew top cuts everything he enters, and so does Travis. So I think they're both top 10 players in this game. Oh, Travis has a YouTube channel as well. By the way, it's Yo Mr. Matsu. I can't quite remember, but he has a YouTube channel as well. So I think these are both top 10 players in the game. It's really hard to pick against either of them. I'm going with Life Overhaul. I picked Life Overhaul before the tournament started, and I'm not going to back out now. So congratulations, Andrew, on your GenCon regional win. And that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching.